nice to meet you.
Hey, it's good to meet you, my brother.
How you feel being? Is this like your first time live?
No, I've been live a few times. Only on my giveaways mostly though.
Dude, I'm so honored to meet you. There are
Uh,
certain things that we must. I would like to ask you, man, about your. So you
yeah.
and Marv, how long you and Marv been working with each other?
Man, we've been working with each other since I started the page. I think like 2, 3 years already.
Oh, that's amazing. And you
Yeah, a
breathing
long
Yes,
sleep.
time. Yeah, time flies, man. When you growing, especially.
How are the
for sure, man.
how are
For
the
sure.
how are the laws over there in Hawaii? Are they cool? Are they green friendly?
Well, right now, we got a big thing going on, especially with medical patients and it being legal. So it's just a bunch of it's kind of like two sides of a coin, really. It's the
What's
same
wrong?
thing. It's the same thing, but it's two. There's two sides of every coin. One side being the recreational side of things, where Hawaii is trying to go legalization for, and the other side is, of course, us medical people.
Oh yeah.
Crazy, man. It's like,
Are they not? Yeah.
well, right now with the whole entire legalization and trying to make it, recreational, that'll take away a lot of privileges and rights for the current patients right now
Mm,
going for under the Hawaii 329 Card Act. So yeah, it's a
that
bunch of it's crazy, man. It's
are they not
it's almost like
trying to let? Are they not trying to let you just grow it, consume it? What's their problem? Do they have an issue? I'm
hopefully we don't
so
get taken down, man.
all around the world, it's the same story.
It's the same story, man. Hawaii, especially with cannabis, Hawaii since the 70s, 60s was a hot spot for cannabis, and they're trying to, once they go recreational, they're gonna target it towards, oh yeah, Hawaii got some of the best weed
Yeah,
since old times, and
isn't that the
that's the
truth?
whole market. That's the truth. That's the truth. But right now, right now we got a big thing going on. Like especially right now, we had a big farm that was basically caring for close to 1,000 patients, and they actually just
What they
bust
do?
them down, man. They took all the patients' plants unlawfully, and they pretty much when shut that one brought it down, and it was a horrible scene, man. It's just like
Destroying people's property.
exactly that's what it was. That's what it was. And right now, Hawaii, you can even YouTube it, Big Hawaii Bus 2003 or whatever, and you'll find it. You'll find it. The farm that unfortunately got hit. They're called Karawaula.
Carolina. And who do you guys? Is
Yeah,
it?
man, that was very sad.
I didn't realize Hawaii was part of the United States. We're like a team. I didn't know that.
Yeah, we got taken over back in the day. You
They took it.
know, they straight up took it, man. They straight up took. It's super like you don't hear this out there, but it's just like it's kind of like the stories with the Indians.
They really did that to Hawaii.
Oh yeah, man. It's called an overthrow. They basically overthrow our queen, and
You guys had
they
a
locked
queen.
yeah, we had a queen, man, and they locked her up in her house, Queen Liliuokalani. They basically locked her up until she perished away, man. And she just told her people, hey, just don't do anything, don't do any violence. She was just so filled with love. That's why,
Wow.
and that's how the story was, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. If you go really deep into like Hawaii sovereignty, you see all the people talking.
I want to know. I want to know. I didn't. Oh man,
Oh
America's.
man, if you dive too deep, man, you might become Hawaiian. Yeah, man.
Oh,
They'll call you Jawaiian, man.
I'm sorry to hear that, man. That's traumatic. So,
Yeah.
I saw on. Well, how are you guys? So, who's in charge now? You
Um.
guys are president, don't you?
Man. Yep. It's sad to say his name is Joe Biden.
Oh,
Mr.
he's
Joe
over.
Biden.
So,
Yeah. We're the 50th state, my man. We're the last state to be considered a state. Yep.
oh
I don't know
man, I thought.
I don't know who's number 49, but we're number 50.
Oh man, so can you grow there like recreationally? A
Oh
few
yeah,
plants?
yeah. So we got a program that's called the 329 Law Act, 329 Growing Act, basically. And with that, it's basically registering for a cannabis card. And with that card, it basically it protects you and allows you to grow up to 10 plants and have up to 8 ounces on you.
Oh, so you guys are protected in a way, so where they're not trying to come through and like try to criminalize everything. This who made this program?
The government, the government, it was during the whole entire the whole entire legalization of cannabis. You know how first, the country started off with the medical program, right?
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and then of course ventured into now recreational. So you got the medical act that was basically back in the 60s, 70s a way to protect people legally. And you only had a very small, very, very small handful of people.
How many people on the island enjoy growing cannabis?
The community is big.
It is.
Yeah, man, it's big. Ever since I started up this Instagram page, I originally started off on Facebook, but I found out that the community is huge, man. It's huge.
That's nice to hear. I dream one day you guys just overthrowing this freaking government, and we gotta get off of that so we don't get shut down. Okay, I'm scared.
Yeah,
I'm scared of
yeah,
old
yeah,
Joe
yeah.
Biden.
Oh no, yeah, man, yeah. Especially with the farm on the island. Yeah, they don't want us to talk about it too much.
I can't. Oh man, let's talk
Yeah, it's
about some of
sad.
your. Let's talk about some of your ferments. Can you tell me who and how did you hear about the fermenting? Like, is it vegetables and fruits?
Well, man, it's a funny. I started growing back in like I swear it was like I really started growing, took advanced gardening in like 2000, between 2012 and 2015. I was in advanced gardening. And from there, in advanced gardening, we pretty much grew organically, basic peat moss, chicken manure, your worm compost, your worm bins. And,
Yeah.
one day I had a gallon of spoiled milk. And I just said, you know what? Instead of wasting this, I would drink this. I would get whatever vitamins. I'm gonna just save it, and I'm gonna feed the plants one day. And
Yes.
I
Yes.
seen a reaction to that, and I I kind of just like, oh, I kind of Googled it, to see if others were doing it, and
Mark,
I just stumbled into a whole entire
you're the
freaking
first. You're the
world,
other.
man.
You're the only person that I have ever heard growing with milk.
Oh
What
yeah.
does milk do for your plants? What do you see different in those plants? Come on.
Well, well, to naturally say what milk would do, what milk would do to you.
Yeah.
It make your bones strong. You know what I mean? It'll provide calcium. It'll provide vitamin D. All those kind of good stuff. So it
That's
kind of
great.
just like, it's making those nutrients and giving it to the plant, and it was kind of just like instinctively, man.
Really?
Yeah,
I wonder
that's
sometimes.
how I got it. Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
But milk, what I came out to find out, it provides, a lot of what they call lactobacillus.
What's that?
So lactobacillus is actually a bacteria, but it's a good bacteria that that pretty much cultures part of the soil and helps everything just thrive, man.
Can you say it again? Bicto,
L- lactobacillus.
lacto, lactobacillus.
Yeah.
You gotta like say
So
that sort of in your head.
yeah, milk, it's lacto, right? Lactose intolerant, Yeah, so milk is a good, um, it's a good source of that right there, especially when it's
Yeah, it is.
turned into that. And a good way to make lactobacillus, I used to just let it spoil, and I used to
Yeah,
just
I
dump
get
out the
good milk
liquids.
and bad milk.
Oh yeah. So
You
that
know what's
liquid,
crazy? I've noticed when you like put like if you got like almond milk, and I was leaving it in my fridge. Sometimes it'll go bad, but it does not matter. I'll mix it
oh
with a
yeah,
gallon of water, a little bit of it, and your room will kind of smell like boiled milk. But then in like an hour, it's gone. It's like it totally like neutralizes like the smell. You ever notice that?
oh yeah, yeah, man. I've noticed that.
That's
There is
awesome.
a turning point where,
Yeah.
because this is kind of like, this is actually the process of making cheese when you extract the lactobacillus, the whey, from the milk. And there's going to be a time frame where it's going to that's what you think is spoil. It's going to be a time frame where it's going to smell kind of, just like some, sour cheese, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be manageable. And then when you go beyond that, like 3 4 months, oh, rotten milk, oh my goodness, please.
Is that good or bad? Is that bad?
It's stinky. It becomes stinky.
Oh,
You're gonna have to put like some molasses or like some brown sugar to calm it down. So
oh
that
yeah.
way, you actually once if you add molasses to the whey of the milk, you got EM1 right there.
Mm. You're,
Yeah, so
you go ahead.
it's crazy.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah, a lot of organic people, if growing, if you want EM1, that's a easy way right there to make it. The gallons go for like $80 in the store.
wait, dollars?
$80 for EM1. Imagine all you need is probably like 2 gallons of milk and 2 bottles of molasses that can cost you $20.
Oh, that's a lot of money, man. Is that what is the cost of living over there different?
The taxes is set right around 4.7%, I believe. So it's not
What
too
are they
bad.
here?
I don't know where it is at the mainland, man. But I know Hawaii is. I think Hawaii was rated number 2 as like one of the most expensive places to live. California is like number 1, I believe.
Oh, well, why are you the only one that I've heard talk about milk?
Well,
You're like the only
sometimes
one.
I talked
Out of
about
like a
milk.
thousand, out of 1,000 followers, you're the me and you. I didn't even know you use milk. That's kind of very impressive. I thought I was the only one here doing it.
Oh no, yeah, man, that's that instinct right there. You got that grower's instinct, man.
You're the only dude that this is big because now we're gonna have reels about milk. Anyway, uh, can we talk about some of your ferments? I don't know if we got on that a little bit. What are you doing with you're squishing vegetables and what are you doing? You got it and then you jar it.
Yeah,
What do you
yeah, yeah. So the style the style of fermenting that we do is called KNF, so Korean natural farming. And then
Korean?
I kind of, yep, Korean natural farming, and then I throw in the Jadam style as well, when you just take simple ingredients, water, plant base, some lactobacillus,
What is that?
EM1s, and then bam.
You know a lot of these names, man. Like I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna look it
Yeah.
up once I do the reels.
So what the so if you ever heard of people talking IMOs, KNF, EM1s, so IMOs that basically stands for indigenous microorganisms. So and what indigenous microorganisms do to your soil is those are basically the locals. They're the local biology in your soils, like from your region. I think people call it what terroir or something like that, but that's when they start growing. They use the indigenous soils, but with capturing indigenous microorganisms and introducing them to the soil, what that does is it helps fight defenses. Like it helps bring up the defense in the plant. So basically, helps fight off pests. It helps fight off invasive fungi or fungi, invasive
Really?
molds. There's so many benefits with when using IMOs, and
IMO.
it's crazy, man. Yeah, and that's
So
IMOs. You can literally get that right from the soil from your yard.
is, is it true that is it true that you can't plant a tree in Hawaii that will fruit on public land?
Uh, yeah. I mean, you mean like so public land? I mean, so Hawaii is a little different. You got Hawaiian land,
Yeah.
and then you got basically the government property, right? The government land, and then you got like public land. I mean, what's available to the public would probably be like the sidewalk, and then I mean the beaches. I wouldn't call it public because the government they always trying to claim the beaches.
Man, they actually pulling that shit over there in your country, in your, is it a country? Where's Hawaii?
I mean, before you could see us as you could see us as an individual territory or individual country before back in the day, but nah, no, we part of the states, man. Part of the state. We're part of the United States of America.
Not by choice. That's bullshit.
Yeah, not by choice, but there's there's a
What
big up and downs about that.
what what would be what was the reason that they wanted to come over there and mess with y'all land, y'all culture, the way
Very
y'all live?
simple, my man. Very simple. We're the only island between United States and the Asian land. We're the only stop off. We're the only break. And if military, this is a very strong point to have too. If you wish to travel in our Pacific waters and you coming from another country, you're gonna be surrounded by Navy. The Hawaiian Islands, it's crazy, but it's a military. It's a military spot, man.
It's like a
It's
military.
strictly that's why they took it over, man. They took, America took this over and they saw it as a good spot. This is, I mean, if you're traveling from, you know, the mainland and then you gotta travel. Imagine now to the next continent. Imagine Hawaii wasn't here. That's a
Yeah,
far travel. That's a far
yeah.
travel. You ain't gonna get, you know, that's a big long travel, and that's the reason right there. That's
I
why
didn't
America
realize
wanted
that.
us.
That's
Yeah.
a very good reason. I understand.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
that's a
Well,
good reason to want Hawaii, and out of everybody,
what
it could be worse. It could be worse.
how is it going with you your pollen, storing your pollen? I saw one of your reels and one of your vials it like went bad.
Yeah, so that one right there, that was a beginner mistake right there, man. I didn't actually even dry the pollen. I stored it in there. I was gonna use it for immediate use, but then time just slipped away, and I got back to it. It was all gone. Normally,
That's easy.
immediate store like that kind right there, you would you would put it like in the freezer, or you would chuck it with like some flour, like 1:3 ratio, like 1 part flour, 2 part pollen, and you mix that up and put it in the freezer to store. And the flour
You
would
mix that
actually,
into the pollen flour?
yeah. So that's actually an old technique I learned from. You could
What?
call like my mentor. You put a little flour in there, and what that does is it helps absorb the moisture.
Oh, wow. Very interesting. You would think that it would mess it up. Not the moisture, just the pollen in general.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You would think flour and then the pollen. Nah, man. You gotta tip out flour is really just a seed meal grounded up into like a pulp flour, basically. So
Yeah.
it's if it now
Hmm.
if it was like another pollen, like something like that, then yeah, pollen
Yeah.
gone, pal. But it's flour, two different things. So when you breed them, they know what they want. Boop, boop.
Oh,
So
oh,
when did you started to want to think about breeding?
So I was actually, man, it was actually on the gobstopper seeds, man. I was running real low on those seeds, and I was just like, man, I really loved the flavor, and I really loved what it did, and it was just like the first gobstopper I ever grew. It was actually my wife's gobstopper, and it was so sticky that you could throw it to the wall and it'll be stuck.
oh my God. It's like, and when you grind it, when you like grind it, it's like kinetic sand, isn't it? Sticky.
I tell you what, you grind it, your grinder is lock.
OG Ganja Farmer asks, you still grow that strain?
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm working on if you haven't seen the blue Laffy Taffy, that's the child right there. And what I'm doing is I'm slowly working them up to the F7, and then I'm gonna try and I'm gonna bring it back to the Gobstopper. I think I found a pheno that's why that really reminded me of Gobstopper. So I'm gonna try and weave her out to bring her back and breed her with Gobstopper.
Hmm.
Let me ask you a question, man.
Yeah,
What um, I grew a lot of plants since in the past four
man, you grow a
years.
lot, man.
Um,
Into the
I have been
harvest.
growing for a long time, but I've grown a lot of plants. Um, but it's one thing I kind of find it hard to realize is that not too many people take some people breeding serious, you know.
Yeah,
But me,
no
I
doubt,
kind of,
man.
I give everybody a chance. I jumped
Yeah,
up
thank
here testing
you, my
things, but
brother.
Thank you.
but I tested a bunch of your things, man, and that cherry runs. I haven't gotten to the other batch that you've given to me, but that cherry runs.
Shout
I
out to
think it
Prime
was an F1.
Sports 3.0. He followed us, Marv.
Insane. It's insane, man.
Prime.
But I think it did better outdoors than I could do indoors, though.
You like the one. I think because they were going on the backstory of the S1s and how I acquired them. They were born out in Mother Nature and basically hurricane weathers, and
What?
I think the babies really love that. Like that, they really love the outdoors. And I've noticed
Yeah,
everyone who grew them under a tent, they all hurt. I was like, what the
yeah,
heck
man.
is going
Yeah,
on? What's going on?
y'all need to y'all gotta try that cherry at lunch. I'm gonna send you some, man. And you're gonna understand
Yeah,
what I'm talking.
I still
No,
got,
you're
man.
gonna understand what I'm talking about. I got 2 jars like this. Look, I'm gonna.
Wow.
Marv.
Well,
Marv.
you must have so much weed, man. It's like jars. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a collection. It's very impressive. What is it about this cherry runch that you love so much, Marv?
Yeah. Well, what is your experience, man? I want to hear it.
Yeah.
The flavor, man, it's actual. It's like cherry and the trichomes on it. Like it's nothing but trichomes. You know what I'm saying? From the start,
Mm.
from the start of flower and all the way to the end. So it's like So when I send it to you, you understand what I'm talking about when you smoke it. I'm
It's really that
telling you.
gas?
I'm telling you.
It's some
remember you
clear
saying,
gas, man. It's some
I
clear
remember
gas.
I remember him saying like the BLT or the cherry runs. He's like, he was explaining it. He's like, I gotta respect it. He's like, I can't just smoke on it. I gotta put it out. Like, I'm like,
Oh
what?
yeah, yeah. You know what's
That's
so
amazing.
crazy? The cherry runs and gobstoppers was like my two strains that I got blessed with from my brother, and I really wanted to I wanted to really showcase like and breed cherry run first, but the direction that I went, I don't know, gobstopper just I don't know. There was something about gobstopper. I really, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I love my wife, but I like cherry runs, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, nah, but listen, I'm gonna tell you,
it's a
Mighty, I don't
clone.
got Mighty. I had clones of it, but then when I realized when I grew 5 of them, they all came out serious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. It's in
that's
that. It's
good.
in those seeds. I'm gonna let you say that first of all. It's in the seeds.
So
Well,
that's
I'll be
amazing.
what I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do is, man, I'm gonna make S2s. So I got a bunch of I still got a bunch of cherry runs. I'm gonna pop them and I'm gonna fem one of them out and boom. That way everybody can experience cherry run, man. It's something really nice, I think.
I'm hearing this. I'm every time I know Runts is like a candy. It's like deliciousness. I can't
Yeah,
Yeah.
wait to grow up.
runs.
What's up with the
BLTs.
BLT?
The BLTs were
Oh,
serious.
Yeah, man,
BLTs were
the
serious.
BLTs.
what's
Those BLTs, man.
um,
Yeah, I really right now we just harvest a bunch of them, and you know that purple one. Remember that purple one that I seen?
Yeah,
Ah,
I got it running that clone back. Yeah, they're looking good
nice,
already. Yeah,
nice.
go ahead.
My purple one, my purple one. Honestly, to me, I wasn't searching for the purple. I love the
yeah,
green side of the BLT. That's what I really love, the green side. And when I got this purple one, when you dry them out, when you taste them, the beauty of it was nice, but the taste, I really didn't like Gobstopper, the purple version of Gobstopper. So I was assuming I wouldn't like the purple version of the daughter. So I was just like, and of course me being a connoisseur, so picky on my work, I was just like, you know what, this wasn't the one. This wasn't the one, and the green one though,
no,
the green one. If you got a
Right.
green BLT,
I
oh
got
man,
a green one and I got a
yeah,
purple one. And
that
I'm
purple one.
just saying like I know what you're saying. It's got a unique taste to it. But word back, I mean, it's like a night right out, put you right out.
Yeah. Oh
That's
yeah.
the
just
word I
oh,
got
and
back.
boy,
It's just a sleeper.
I can't wait to grow. I'm gonna grow. I'm gonna grow. I'm not gonna grow one of every one of your strains. I'm gonna grow like 4 BLTs because all I hear is craziness. And you know what's
Yeah, man.
crazy
It's
to me?
it's on.
You a lot of your weed is like purple, pink, like in type hues. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. His Mars plants, big golf ball type buds, and they were like purple and like some
Oh
like
yeah.
pink to my eye. I'm like, what the hell? It's a lot, and a lot of yours are turning that pretty. You don't really
Yeah.
get weed like that. I can't wait to grow some.
Nah. So that's like the perps. The perps. That is my thing. That's what I search for. I actually search for the perps, but I come picky when it comes to the perps because the perps has a lot of medicinal purposes to them, especially with pain, especially with
Smash
spe-
dabs.
especially with ADHD.
Well,
It's like,
oh, really?
Right,
oh yeah,
right.
yeah. If you notice a lot of pop
You got
songs,
ADHD. What?
bro, Snoop Dogg, Ludacris, they all talk about the perps, man. It's because it's the way it makes them feel. They don't
The
because
perk.
it's beautiful, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or because it's nice. They talk up, they rap about it because it's how it makes them feel, man. And when
And
I
it's
signed up for my 329 card, there was this little brochure that said that a lot of purple strains have a lot to do with like helps out with back pains, because a lot of purple strains they grow a lot. A lot of them grow in cold weather.
mm,
So the terps, the terpenes on the cold weather plants are much more sturdier. They're much more stronger. So that you find more CBD and THC in the perps. But a lot of
yeah.
people is like, nah, you won't, nah, you won't, nah, you won't. It's like, but it's the truth,
Seem
man.
to be more dominant too, right? When you
Hmm.
crossing.
Yeah, well, Wooten just said, I told you indica helps my pain. That purple has a different effect than just regular weed, huh?
Yeah, especially the right ones. And
I didn't know that.
what I liked about the cherry runs is the cherry runs. When I grew cherry runs, she was perps.
He said you're
Like
speaking truth.
yeah, cherry runs was perps, and the effects that a lot of like I got one review from Cherry Run. One brother named you know Mahalo. He's a professional surfer, and he
Really?
said, man, it made him really like I'm assuming really made him feel really good while he was surfing, and it took away a lot of his pain. And I got a review from a veteran. Um, he said when he sampled the cherry runt, um, he went from using a cane to not using a cane. I was like, what?
Yo, I'm
What the
I'm
heck?
telling you, yo,
What?
my girl in the wheelchair says she felt like she had legs. I'm telling you,
Wow. Wow. Woo.
I'm not. You heard what? Hey, Bob, don't lie, man. I wish I listen. I wish I could have her tell you.
Yo,
I'm gonna
that's
She's
make
a
you folks
patient.
that don't worry, you guys
She's
gonna be the
one of my
first ones to get
patients.
the S2s, man.
She's in a wheelchair.
the F2s. I was
S2s.
scared that you weren't going to make it tonight, brother. I was so scared. People need to
No,
see
no,
you
yeah.
because you grow out with a technique that's very, and your weed looks very different. Your buds look very different. The colors, and they
Yeah,
super
Yes,
sugary and
right.
frosty.
Tell us right.
yeah.
So tell us about that outdoor growing in Hawaii. Like I
Yeah.
know during our summers, what we consider summers on in the northeast,
Shout out Wooten.
it's cold, man. Forget it. But
Ain't
I
no way
still see
green.
you with plants out there. But I know the sunlight shorter. Is that what it is?
So Hawaii on our long season outdoors, I get, because we're living on the leeward side. So you got the leeward, the windward. The leeward side is where the sun sets. So, and then the windward side is where the sun rises. So we get about 13 hours, 14 hours max in some places of summer light. But see, the summer light is intense, and then you combine
Is
it
it?
with the natural humidity. It's just a thriving summer,
Everything is
basically.
growing.
Everything is growing except the mountains. You come on the leeward side, the mountain is brown, kind of like my hair, but yeah, they're brown.
So they flower the same, or
Uh, well, no. On the leeward side, we got more of the dark. They would like to call it like dark Durban hash-looking weed. So a lot of our buds towards the end, when you dry them out, they got that man amber like
Mhm.
THC, and it almost kind of looks like old weed at sometimes.
But
And
you know it
we're
ain't.
on the windward side, you would have a lot of greens.
Ooh.
Yeah, because the morning sun is not intense as after the midday sun.
Oh, okay. Man, Hawaii is different. How is the soil? You
Hawaii's
guys got
lovely.
you guys got volcanic soil out there.
Yeah, if you're living towards like the mountain area, it really does play out. So you go towards the mountain, you more up, right? You're more up than the sea level. So you, of course, you got more richer soil. Where you go more down towards the ocean side, where I live, you have a lot of coral bed.
Oh, just like where water used to be.
Yep, and you got dirt, but it's just really not. You really have to work your soil to
Mm.
kind of really get a good growing experience. The only good things that grow out here is mango trees, coral wood,
It's my favorite fruit.
mesquite. We call it kiave out here.
Wow. So you just because the volcanic in the soil is not it doesn't help. It doesn't. You would think you go like the whole island would be rich, the soil rich.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You could definitely, if you was to do a soil sample, you would see a lot of sulfur in there and a lot of stuff that you would find in a volcano. But it's really towards, like I said, the mountainsides. So I mean, the soil, that's the ultimate goal. You want to get to the soil. You know, Brother
Yeah,
Bob, he already got to the soil. So I was like, oh man, that's nice.
yeah.
Huge
He did
plants
this
came out of
thing.
his.
He said our island and our island. Oh, I gotta read that. Hold on. And our
So
island is very old, very rich, high in
I
iron
see
and
you got
other
a
rich
yeah. I see you
minerals.
got a few. I see you got a few Hawaii Gromies,
Yeah,
man, in here, man.
you
They
do.
they
Oh yeah, man. These guys, they all so. Think about with Hawaii growers, man. They're all so intelligent, man. That's why we just Hawaii, man. Especially when you combine with Aloha, the learning curve just learn
Aloha.
so much. Yeah, well, it's like it's a phrase, it's a saying. Aloha means hello.
Yeah.
Uh, to a lot of people, aloha means goodbye. And, a lot to some people,
Oh,
aloha means friendship, showing aloha. Some people would say it
wow.
as respect, power. There's a lot of love. Yeah, right there. There's a lot of things when it comes to the word aloha. It means one thing, but people a lot in Hawaii we use the word aloha a lot.
That's pretty amazing. I didn't know it
hey,
means a
hey
lot.
yo, listen, man. That's dope, man. I was just thinking, man. We should try to do like a giveaway together or something, man.
Oh yeah, bro. We definitely should. We definitely
Yes,
should.
that,
You know
that'd be awesome,
what?
bro.
You know
Come
what I'm
together.
saying?
Oh, Marv, we got a new follower, Myers Brijon. Start.
Yes, sir. Appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
We gotta, cause your product, man. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I see you, but
Yeah, bro.
we gotta
Oh, I
get more
cannot
people
wait.
to see you, man. Like,
Yeah.
it's hard work.
Well,
That's a
man,
long process, fermenting and all that.
like I said, one day, you just need the right fella to scoop me up, man. Right now, I'm one guy. I got my wife as a support, and
Shout outs to your
I
wife,
got my
man. I see she
yeah,
out there helping you.
and I got my family here, and
Shout outs to the
You're a
other
fam.
Canada.
than other than that, man, it's like somebody come
You're a Canada,
swipe me up.
dude.
Oh yeah, man, Canadats. We gotta show love for the Canadats.
How does this entangle in life of parenting cannabis? You're a really good dad, and you're very attentive, loving, supportive. You're nurturing. Like you can see a lot through a lot of people as how they treat their mother or their kids, or
Oh
their
yeah,
spouse,
yeah,
And I
yeah.
appreciate that, man. That little baby's thriving.
Oh, oh yeah, man. My boys, I love my boys. They're my world, and you know, cannabis and growing alongside with the kids. When you come to that point, it becomes a time where you can really start educating the youth.
Yes,
You
feed them the
know?
knowledge. Do you feel like
Yeah.
you're going to pass some knowledge down to your kids about this plant?
Oh yeah, yeah. Everything that I do right now, it's for the boys. I see this right now, especially with cannabis becoming so openly, accepted in the world now. I see it as right now we are the next generations. We are the guys.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? The uncles, the aunties. You know what I mean? The older guys. We are them, and it's
that's
gonna be
right.
our responsibility. To teach these kids. When we grew up, we knew weed as a bad thing.
Yeah,
Weed was a
and it's
bad
not.
thing, and it's not. Come to find out, it's actually less harmless than alcohol. Which alcohol is
Absolutely.
processed. We all know alcohol is processed. Especially beer.
Yeah,
Right.
But you know, when
they
Right.
got more
marijuana,
leniency
say
on
you
that stuff.
grow, yeah. So that's what
What'd you say?
I kind of took it. That's what I kind of took it as. I was like, if I'm a dad growing cannabis, I see it as the dad who had a brewery back
Yeah,
in the day, and how he
your dad had a
started.
brewery.
No, no, no. I'm just
Oh,
picturing, I'm picturing the father who had a brewery, and
gotcha.
they were hiding from the cops at a point of time, and then now look at him, he's Bud Light,
Yeah,
something like that, a famous
promoted
beer.
everywhere.
Yeah. So with cannabis being, I believe it's more safe, than some other types of drugs. I feel like if I
I
had to
think
go
it's the
towards a
safest thing.
direction,
It's
yeah,
not a drug, fuckers.
exactly. It was a herbal. It was herbal medicine that they kind of just they weren't making too much money on, so they just said, let's promote alcohol and let's really shut out cannabis, and that's how it was. Alcohol became the new medicine,
Yeah,
after cannabis, and bam.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you, it's like hopefully, hopefully somehow, some way it can come to a restored balance, and they can find something else to fucking just
Oh yeah.
freak out about. They need to
It
find
will.
focus their attention on something else. Give it a break. Give the plant a break.
Give the plant a break, man.
God damn. How much does it have to show you with cures for you to just be like, okay, if I wouldn't tax certain things. There's other things to make money on. Y'all want to control everything.
That's what it is, man.
Huh?
That's what it
That's where
is.
I'm at with it.
And
Well,
no worry, we gonna be part of that, though. We gonna be part of that. That's how I see everybody that I'm associated with. I see us as, what I mean, us as the entrepreneurs in cannabis right now. It hasn't
yeah,
been
you are.
this big in years, especially with social media. Everybody was in the dark. You know what I mean? We didn't want to talk about this 15
That's
years
right.
ago. You
That's
know what I'm
right.
saying? We were just doing our own little thing, growing our 6, 10 plants,
Yeah.
and now it's like,
Being
hey, let's
content.
teach everybody. Let's all learn. So it's like,
Well,
sure.
yeah, I would love to see it all over the world just legalized, man. How was your pheno hunts? Your breeding process. How many beans are you popping at one time?
Well, with the allotted plants, I'm allotted to grow 30 plants on
Jeez.
my property.
Oh my
Well, it's split up between me and two other patients.
God.
I won't
Oh,
mention
oh,
their
yeah,
names, due to medical
yeah,
purposes.
right.
But we all basically, there's 3 patients on the property. I'm one of them, and there's 30 plants we all can grow, and we look at it as this is our 30, so we all take care of it.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. I don't see
So
any.
with the
You don't
with the
use
allotted
no
amount of
roots.
plant, what's that?
Go ahead. I'll go back to that.
Oh no, so with the allotted amount of plants, with the allotted amount of plants that I work with, I really, you know, being, on a full-time worker, try to be a full-time dad and growing
Yeah,
cannabis. I try to have some on the side to smoke along with breeding.
yeah,
So I usually breed like there's a lot of techniques. A lot of people they usually do one whole garden breed. You got one male that bang the pollen and
Yeah,
it just hits all the females. And then you have selective breeding where you take some of the branches on one, pollinate them,
yeah.
and then you got some to smoke. So
Ah,
that's
okay.
what,
You're
yeah,
describing your
that's what that.
process.
Yep.
I got you. I understand. Your seeds seem like they thrive. Have you put them all through all type of tests? They look vigorous and wonderful.
Yeah, man. Well, it's definitely the process how I grow my plants. I grow the males just how as I would grow the females. I give them all the love and care like a daddy should. And the males, what I mean, their pollen once they hit the females, it's just like I
It's
really don't
all.
mess with them too much. It's like
Oh,
a pregnant mother. You want to feed them, you want to make sure they're happy. They got the right lighting, not too hot, but by they get mad and irritable.
yeah.
So the conditions have to be right, man. Have to be right.
And to have the seeds come out ripe. I've
Yeah.
seen some of yours. Yours are so ripe they have the stripes on them. Only you and
Oh
Divine
yeah,
seeds I've
man.
seen that from.
Yeah, man. They got a lot of stripes coming out from Hawaii.
Oh, I
The
cannot
ones the
wait.
ones that from the island are the turtle shells, man. We see a lot of. I don't know if you ever noticed cannabis seeds with the turtle shell designs, but look for
Oh, I'll
those
look it up.
ones
I'm gonna look out for it.
or cannabis seeds with the single stripe.
Ooh, I've seen some of those. Yeah,
Those
pretty.
are the ones you want to try and pop. They have a tendency to be superstition led back to the old seeds.
Yeah. How far? So, how do you make an F7? Did you just say you had like you're taking it to F7 or 6? What did you say?
Yeah, so basically F7, taking it to F7, yeah, it's a long process. It's a long process.
Hell
You
yeah.
take you take a you take a male and a female, you breed them, and you take a male and a female that represents the first two, and you breed them, and with the you get F3s, and then with them you would get F. It's a mind
That's
blowing process, man.
amazing.
It's
That's
basically just going
amazing.
back and forth until you reach F7. You can look at it as Generation 7. I don't know why it's not called G7, but
Right.
So what are you noticing out through the stages? What are you noticing?
well, right now I got it up to F3s, the BLTs, and I'm really noticing the stability on them. They're
Mm.
Okay.
just they're just becoming really stable. They really look like the F1s that they came from. So I got a buddy. He told me, man, F3s and F4s are pretty good to go. I was like, huh? He was like, once you reach that stage, they're pretty set, and that's when you really want to start breeding with them. You get a more stable line with the F3s and fours and so forth.
Okay.
I, I've seen somebody with F15, man. I was like, what the heck?
What?
Fucking F15, dude. I was like, yo, that is 30 years plus work.
Oh shit!
That's insane.
Yeah,
The time that it takes for you guys to do that, the dedication and the commitment, that's
yeah,
work.
yeah,
15?
yeah. I mean, I didn't even know. I got a chart. I got a chart on top of my page. It only takes it up to F7 and it goes back to Pures. So when I seen that F15, I was like, oh dang,
Yeah.
that's
That
insane, man.
that's
He must have really.
amazing.
I mean, and I think and I feel like that's where Blue Laffy Taffy and eventually all strains are gonna lead. You got the pures out there, you got the pure cannabis strains out there that have been bred and kept, bred and kept, bred and kept. Who knows how much they could be like F30s out there.
That's absolutely insane. What is some? Do you know any strains
No,
that actually? What did you say, Marv?
no, I was wondering, did every strain need to go that, that far to be in a stable position?
Nah, it doesn't have to go. It doesn't have to go that far. I believe because my buddy after the sixth, seventh, he starts to call them pure. My
Mighty
buddy,
question, right?
growing Hawaiian style 808. He's pretty much the brother who I kind of just like was like, oh yeah, man, I'm gonna start breeding, and he taught me, a few tricks and trades, and after breeding him, six, seven times, he starts to call him pure. He'll go with freaking
And they're
F8,
they're super stable,
F9.
right?
Yeah, at that point they'll be super stable. They'll be
Oh,
super stable. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, just don't mess up that cherry runts, man. I'm on this.
I
Oh
cannot
yeah,
wait.
man. We're gonna get
Work
them
on it,
to
work
West
on it,
Coast,
bro.
man.
Keep the first batch.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Oh
The
yeah, we got
one.
the first batch. We got the first batch.
How did you
They're
get it?
nice.
'Cause it's so one of a kind. Why did you get it? Did you know what you were looking for? Like, did you know it would
Um,
be
for the
that?
cherry runs.
Yeah, I don't see Marv
Um,
talking about too many strains, man. And he bows on that cherry. He's like, I got to respect it.
yeah, man, that cherry run. It was crazy. You know what I'm saying? I had out of the cherry runs, I had seven of them growing, and only one would produce tons of seeds. And I was like, how did it produce seeds? How did it
By
produce
itself?
seeds? Yeah, I mean, I didn't see. I mean, there is times where females they can especially when they're femmes, they can have pollen sacs, but within themselves. So you won't actually visually see the pollen sacs. They'll actually be growing in the bud, and they'll open in the bud, where that's when you open up a plant where you thought it was female, and there's the load of seeds, and you're like, what the hell?
That's
Did
happened.
someone breed in the area? How does someone breed? I'm in a closed tent. I'm in a closed environment. How the hell,
Yeah,
people start breeding? But it's that could happen.
Yeah, it didn't
And
happen
that's
to
what that
me.
happened right there.
man.
And just so happens the buds that came off of the seeds, man, they were fire too. I was like, dang, man, it's crazy. And it
Oh,
just so
Yeah.
happens they were fem seeds. They were fem seeds that gave S1 seeds, so they were already stable as far as that goes. The cherry runs, we didn't get too much. When I still got I actually got the original cherry runs. So I got the original cherry runs, and I actually got the S1 cherry runs that I gave to about a Bob, and he grew out. So yeah, and the original S1, the
damn.
original cherry runs, man, those ones are like, man, the flavor of that is like spicy pineapple, man.
Oh God,
Yeah,
it's flavor.
yeah, yeah. That's the first thing someone said. Like, yo, this thing got a little
He
spice
just
to
hit
it,
it.
man.
He just hit it right on the head.
Yeah,
Right,
How do you
yeah,
get
because
that?
that's
man.
what I was told. Right, one of my testers, one of the smokers, was like, yeah, it's got a spice to it. Back here,
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah,
it's
amazing.
yeah,
got,
yeah,
but it's got that pleasant taste, so it's like
yeah,
addictive. You know what I mean?
yeah. It's a
You
spicy
forgot you was in a
pineapple, man.
session. You like holding on to it. You like you forgot you was in a session. You know?
Oh, see,
Ah, yeah, man. That
what do
spice
you?
right there is crazy.
Oh man, I cannot wait to taste some of that. It's absolutely amazing what you're doing out there, man. It
We try,
really is.
brother. We try.
Oh, I think it's paradise what you're doing. You're growing some stuff that doesn't look like what anybody else is growing. And if anybody needs to go to his page and see the colors on his buds, they're
Right.
different. They're really
Right,
different.
for sure.
Oh, man,
And
yeah, they're nice,
you know,
man.
grow
I gotta
some
give it up.
credit by
I
in
gotta
Hawaii,
give it
man.
up.
That's something different too, man. That's, you know what I mean. From where I'm
Yeah,
at,
man.
that's not a hop, skip, and a jump.
No,